Ciao. We are witnessing a historic pivot in Ontario real estate. Bill 60 isn't just a minor tweak. It's a massive response to the systemic gridlock at the Landlord and Tenant board that has stalled our market for years. We've seen all the headlines about hearings delayed by nearly a year, leaving both landlords and tenants in financial limbo. The brick-by-brick approach to building wealth requires a foundation of certainty, and right now that foundation is cracked. This bill, officially titled Fighting Delays, Building Faster Act, is designed to inject speed back into a system that has completely stalled. The goal is clear: remove the red tape and procedural hurdles that have allowed bad actors to game the system. Whether it's a professional tenant exploiting delays or bad faith notices, Bill 60 is the hammer coming down to clean up the process. Today, we look at these changes through the lens of wealth building because in real estate, time is literally money. If you don't know the new timelines, you're losing equity and cash flow. Let's dive into why this is a turning point for Toronto GTHA+. The 7-day sprint. The first major change is the drastic reduction in the notice period for rent arrears. Previously, landlords had to wait 14 days after serving an N4 notice before filing with the board. Bill 60 has cut that grace period exactly in half, down to just 7 days. This is a massive shift in property management. It signals the wait-and-see approach to late tenant rent is officially over. For landlords, it means getting your case into the LTB queue much faster, which is critical when every day of lost rent impacts your bottom line. For tenants, the timeline to resolve financial issues is now much tighter. You can no longer rely on a 2-week buffer. This change is about creating a sense of urgency and ensuring non-payment doesn't snowball into unrecoverable debt. If rent is missed on the 1st, the legal process can be moving by the 8th. This is how we protect your cash flow and keep your wealth building journey on track. The pay-to-play rule at hearings. A significant tactical change in Bill 60 is the pay-to-play rule for arrears hearings. For too long, it was a common strategy for tenants to show up at a non-payment hearing and suddenly raise maintenance issues just to delay the proceedings. Under the new rules, if a tenant wants to raise secondary issues during a rent arrears hearing, they must now pay 50% of those claimed arrears into the board up front. This is a game changer because it stops surprise complaints from being used as simple delay tactics. It ensures that if there is a legitimate maintenance issue, the tenant is still showing the financial good faith required to maintain the tenancy. This doesn't take away a tenant's right to complain, but it means they must have skin in the game. For investors, this provides a massive layer of protection against meritless claims designed solely to stop an eviction order. It keeps the hearing focused on the primary issue, the rent. The shrinking review window. Timing, as I said before, is everything. In the new Ontario rental landscape, it's even more important, extending all the way to the end of the legal process. Bill 60 has significantly narrowed the window for requesting a review of an LTB order. Previously, parties had 30 days to file a request if they felt a decision was flawed. That window has now been slashed to just 15 days. In the world of real estate, 15 days, including weekends, goes by in a heartbeat. This change is designed to bring finality to cases faster so property owners can move forward and tenants have certainty. If you receive a ruling you disagree with, you no longer have the luxury of waiting a month. You have exactly 2 weeks to consult your legal team and to file your paperwork. This is the government's way of ending endless litigation. It demands that you stay organized and reactive. Speed is the ultimate edge, and Bill 60 just doubled the pace of the finish line. N12 Shakeup, Personal Use Compensation. Traditionally, reclaiming a unit for personal use meant giving 60 days notice and paying 1 month's rent as compensation. It often felt like a financial penalty for using your own investment. However, Bill 60 introduces a brilliant new incentive for proactive planning. Under these rules, if a landlord provides 120 days notice, that is 4 months, the requirement to pay that compensation is completely eliminated. You are essentially trading time for money. The government is encouraging soft landings by giving tenants more time to move while saving landlords thousands in out-of-pocket payouts. If you know your family needs that condo or home in September, serve the notice in May. You save the $2,500 payout, and your tenant gets double the time to plan. It is a rare win-win that rewards you for being a proactive strategist rather than a reactive landlord. This is how we manage a portfolio with intelligence and foresight. Defining persistent late payment. Persistent late payment used to be a major gray area at the LTB, left entirely to an adjudicator's discretion. Bill 60 finally removes the guesswork with a strict regulatory definition, the 9 in 11 rule. If rent is late 9 times in an 11-month period, it is officially persistent. No more debates or subjective interpretations. This change stops the L1 carousel, where tenants pay at the last second only to be late again the following month. For investors, this is about cash flow predictability. Your mortgage company doesn't have a grace period, so your rent shouldn't either. We now have a clear, enforceable standard that isn't based on an adjudicator's mood. Consistency is now the law of the land, and it is a vital tool for protecting the brick-by-brick growth of your real estate wealth. The bad actor database and enforcement. Speed at the board is useless if you can't get an order enforced. That's why Bill 60 is funding new enforcement staff to bridge the gap between the LTBO order and the sheriff's arrival. But the real shift is the move toward a public, searchable database of LTB decisions. This makes reputation management your most important asset. Whether you are a landlord or a tenant, your track record is becoming a public digital history. Professional tenants who skip rent or landlords who ignore maintenance will have that history follow them for life. This is digital accountability. It changes vetting entirely, making LTB behavior as visible as a credit score. As an example, if I see a tenant has been to the board 4 times for non-payment, that's an immediate red flag. Transparency is the ultimate deterrent for bad behavior, and Bill 60 is finally turning the lights on. As we wrap up today, remember, Bill 60 is designed to bring efficiency and fairness back to the market, but it only works if you're informed. I want to hear from you. What are your real-world stories dealing with the landlord and tenant board? Have you been caught in the backlog, or have these new rules already changed your strategy? Drop your stories in the comments or send me a message. Your experience helps this community build wealth smarter. If you found this breakdown useful, please like and share this episode. Send it to a friend who is a landlord, a tenant, or anyone thinking about entering the Toronto GTHA Plus market. They need to know these rules before the ink is dry. Knowledge is the ultimate leverage in real estate. Don't let Bill 60 catch you off guard. Use it to sharpen your management and scale your success. I'm Nico James-Bock, and I'll catch you on the next episode. Ciao for now.